Hey traders, John Hale here with your number one market update today. Bit of a reversal across the indices today, and the blood bath continues, which is what I was expecting anyway, in the gold and silver and the mining sector. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video, because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, so let's get straight into it. The first thing I want to do start off is, obviously guys, if you haven't got so, make sure you get that free trading course. Recently I recorded a brand new trading course walking you through everything that I do. And the way that I actually trade the markets. Okay, there's a difference between the market update, which I'm doing for you right now. That's okay. I appreciate the applause and right. Well, actually, people probably not applauding me today with the mining sector. It's like, oh my goodness, mining sector going down. Anyway, so that's the first thing I wanted to say, guys. Make sure you grab that link in the description. The second I wanted to say is based on inflation. All right, so check this out. So if we have a look at things like, oh, this is actually the Bitcoin chart. Bitcoins are still doing nothing through here. Let's actually have a look at things. Let's have a look at some things like oil. Oil has been, oil was one of the big things, right? That would talk about inflation, about how things are taking off and things are moving and so on and so forth. Inflation has been one of those things that's been the talk for quite some time now. I really do believe that, like when we start to look at things like oil, right? Oil went up to 130, now it's down to 98. So if we can see what's happening here, and we're probably going to continue down even more, right? Out of this oil, probably going to continue down. The big long-term support is around that 90 level. Maybe that 90 level. Let's go back to that daily chart again. Probably even down a bit more about the mid 80s, I would say, looking at this chart here now. So we could see that through there. Here's the copper price as well too. Copper's actually starting to fall out of its massive triangle pattern through here. So we're starting to get a fallout through there. So that actually could be, we could be seeing a bit of a drop to the downside out of copper. So we could be seeing, I'm seeing a lot of this stuff here, right, about inflation. You know, when it comes to the oil markets and a lot of the other markets out through there, we're not getting the big moves like we were in that there. So I believe inflation is going to start to calm down a little bit. If we have a look at the interest rates, and I talked about this before as well too, in the interest rates, that the interest rates. Let me take this moving off the screen. The interest rates have made a crazy parabolic move to the upside. So I believe that we're getting ready for at least a bit of a short-term pullback. When the market does go through these spiking, okay, this is also known as you know, when the market goes vertical like that, then we tend to actually have a bit of a pullback. And so we're probably going to start to see the 10-year start to have a bit of a pullback, at least a bit of a pullback down towards the mid twos. And the 10-year, same sort of thing as well too. We actually had a movement up. And if we have a look at that movement, it looks like it's a 1-to-1, pretty close to 1-to-1. What I mean by a 1-to-1, guys, if you measure from the low of this move to the high of this move, and then you project that up, or you measure from there to there, and then you measure from there to there, looks like it's actually pretty close to the same. That's a 1-to-1 level. It's the first leg up, pullback. The next leg up is that there as well too. So, and we're getting we're right at that level right now, at an area of a whole bunch of area of resistance. So if I go back to my daily chart now, it looks like the interest rates are probably going to start to, or maybe anyway, start to actually have a possible bit of a pullback out of this here, since we've actually had this here. So I honestly do believe that maybe not today, right? It's not like today, right? But over the next few months, I honestly do believe that inflation is going to start to calm down a little bit. I believe interest rates are going to pull back a little bit, and maybe that's going to create a bit of a flaw in the actual markets itself. I'm still very long-term bullish when it comes to the overall stock market. And if we can see what actually happened with the stock market today, we can see it actually gapped down. We rallied down and we came all the way back up. So we're not out of the woodworks yet for more downside to come. if we go have a look at, say, our 4-hour charts, let's go have a look at our 4-hour charts. All right, and even go down to the hourly charts, you can see how we had a very strong move down and we're having a bit of a pullback. So I wouldn't be too surprised, guys, even if we did get a bit more upside through here, that we actually, because we're in a strong movement down, and we actually started to flush this on the downside. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see this here being, is it Monday? Yeah. Well, it's Monday in America anyway. It's Tuesday for me, down under. That I wouldn't be too surprised, guys, if we actually started to see a bit of a flush below these low levels now. We're so close there, and there's going to be so many stops below this low level through here. So this little reversal day today, I wouldn't take too much into it. I think we got more to come on the downside of the S&P 500. Same for the Dow Jones, right? We had a bit of a strong breakout. If we go look at the hourly charts, look what happened. We just rallied right back up, and we're now testing that area resistance. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we got that rollover and we started to see the Dow Jones come back down and possibly see what we call the turnaround Tuesday in the Dow Jones. So I believe there's actually more. Again, I believe there's more downside to come on looking at all this through here, and looking at the Nasdaq as well too. Same sort of thing, right? We gapped down, rallied up, but we're still on this downward slope through here. Same thing if I go to the hourly chart. We've had a big move down, a rally up. There's probably going to be some sort of lower high here soon. And so I wouldn't be too surprised, guys, that the next couple of days we started to flush this and we started to make a move back down, a flush below these low levels here, because there's going to be there's so many stops through here right now. So I do believe we're going to start to see more downside to come when it comes to the actual stock market itself there. So more downside to come, but call me crazy, I know. So that's what's likely to happen this week. All right, moving over now through to big picture. By the time what I see by the end of the year is a 5,500 target. Oh, John, you're crazy. Look at this here. Look at even from where it is right now to there. That's only a less than 30% move. Actually, what is that? Yeah, less than 30% move. Where are we right now? We're only in the 4th month of a 12-month year. I think it's 12 months this year, isn't it? Yeah. I don't think it's changed. Not like the government. They cook the books. They change the rules all the time. Maybe they should start to change, Oh, this year we've got 13 months. We could get a bit more downside. This is not the start of a big massive crash. No, I don't think so. Well, actually, anything's possible, right? But that's what I'm seeing through there when it comes to that. Same for the big thing I've been talking about with, if you guys have been realizing, that's that through there. I said when it comes to the energy sector, get ready for a pullback out of the energy sector. 1, we're overextended, and 2, we've just created a false breakout. You can see here we actually broke up, false breakout, breakdown, but also we're actually also just broken below that level through there. So there's actually sort of a double whammy through here. 1, the market is very overextended, because if you go to the weekly charts, right, weekly charts, you can see how we've actually had a very, very, very strong move up. 2, if we actually zoom in on the shorter term time frame charts, you can see how that we made a move up. We actually made a strong move. We had a breaking above these highs here. It paused and then it broke down. When it broke down, it also broke out of this triangle pattern through here. Oh, wrong one. When it broke down, it also broke out of this triangle pattern through here. So when it actually broke out of this triangle pattern, and that level there, we're saying, okay, now this is now a false breakout, which is now like an end of trend type of move. And now we're probably going to start to see some more downside to come. And you can see the energy sector's been falling off a cliff right now. Now, on the big picture, guys, this is probably going to continue down a bit more, all right? But the energy sector's not in a complete, oh my goodness, top of the markets, right? This is something that, remember I said before about the interest rates. When the markets go up a lot, when the markets go vertical, right, we tend to get pullbacks. So because the market can't go up, the market doesn't just go up like that, right? We end up getting to a point where people start to take profits, equalizing, and then we get pullbacks and the buyers come back in and then they push it back up, right? That's what we're probably getting right now. We're getting a move up here. We're getting a pushback, right? Just like with the interest rates. The interest rates are right here right now, I believe. And we're going to get a bit of a pushback. And then maybe we go through again. Yes, I do believe later on this decade, we're going to see massive increases of interest rates. But I don't think so. It's going to happen this year. But now we're talking about the energy sector, right? So the energy sector is pulling back. And as I said before, the stuff that's in inflation, right, that's causing inflation, I believe we're going to start to see a bit more of a pullback out of that. Or we're actually already starting to see it. And so that's what I wanted to share with you there. Let's go have a look at the home builder index. Home builder index has actually just been absolutely just pummeled. But people ask me, John, what do you see being a good buying opportunity that's a stock that has been pummeled but is a good buy? Well, nothing's a good buy when it's going down, right? In a downward trend, don't ever buy in a downward trend. But John, it's cheap and blah, blah, blah. No, don't. Just don't, right? People like Netflix, right? Netflix right now. I'll get back to the home builder index in a minute. Netflix right now. Look at this here. It's like, but it's going down. It's getting cheaper. It's getting cheaper. It's getting cheaper. It's getting cheaper. Yeah, be like that guy that lost $400 million because you just kept buying in the market going down. Don't buy when the market's going down, right? Just wait for it to start to turn around. Especially just looking at that, like, wow. Ain't that pretty crazy? All the way back down to here. So that's what I wanted to say. Let's actually get back to the home builder index. So the purpose of me saying that is that I believe the home builder index is going to be one of those things that we do start to see a very, very nice turnaround soon. And you can see here that we're actually getting very, very close to a major level of support. So we may get a little bit of a bounce here soon, not right now, but that home builder index could be one of those things that we have another move to the upside. Moving into that, especially right now, I do believe there's probably another 12 months or more of upside to come out of the markets. So we've probably got probably 20. It looks like that the recession is going to be probably late 2023 into 2024. I believe that's when the recession is going to happen. I don't believe the recession is starting now. We're just getting a bit of a midterm slowdown, a bit of a midterm pullback, and as the midterm elections happen and so on and so forth. But then I believe we have another hooray to come out of the property market and out of the stock market, and then then it's all over Red Rover from there. That's what I'm seeing through there. There's too many people negative when it comes even to the stock market from there. So actually talking about that, what is the fear and greed index? I'm doing things on the fly right now. Where's the fear and greed index right now? Okay, so we're still at what? Okay, 40. Okay, so we're nowhere near extreme fear yet. So we're still at the 20. We're nowhere near the extreme. Let's actually get that extreme fear going, all right? Look, let's see. 1 year ago, 53. 1 month ago, 46. So that's obviously where it is, the 46. And then 1 week ago was 45. And now we're starting to get back into here. So we're getting very, 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 very close to a good buying level. And as you can see, that's that low level down the bottom. When we start to get below the 25 level, as you can see from the fear and greed index, that seems to be getting this sort of, probably below the 25 level. That's the level there where people out there are at their maximum fear in the markets. So that's where we're probably going to start to find some really good bottoms in the markets. But until then, I believe the markets could start to see more downside to come. Let's go have a look at gold and silver. And spaghetti-o. Gold actually had a bit of a drop to the downside. It's something that I was expecting as well too. You can see here, market moved up. It ran straight up, and then we failed, and then now we're getting a bit of a pullback out of gold. So gold is getting a bit of a short-term pullback along with the stock market and so on and so forth, and so are the mining sectors right now. But I wouldn't be too worried about that, guys. Again, for investors, if you're a trader in these markets, like you're short-term trading, you're worried about a short-term movement, then you need to have risk management and stop losses in place, right? Because that's the nature of trading, right? Sometimes you do have losing trades. That's the nature of the beast. But if you're an investor, like in gold, you just have your positions in and you let it go. So we can see gold is actually pulling back. Stock market's pulling back. There's a lot of fear in the marketplace through here, but I don't believe it's going to be too big. Again, gold actually had a bit of a short-term pullback through here, but I believe we're probably going to continue seeing a bit more weakness in the mining sector and gold and silver, but then we're going to see a massive rally out. So how much that that weakness is to be determined. Because look at this here with silver. Silver's actually surprised the hell out of me. I really thought silver would hold and then we get a bit of a breakout. We didn't get that. That's why I remember, if you remember if you've been watching me now for quite some time, you would know that I've been saying I'm waiting for the breakout to give me confirmation to get into silver. That's the reason why I'm not in silver right now, because it hasn't given me confirmation. And then what happens with silver? It's actually just knocked back down again. So it's gonna be really interesting to see what actually happens with these markets here, guys. Just especially silver's actually just really getting hit hard. Let's go look at the mining sector. And as I said before, guys, same sort of thing with the mining sector. I did believe we're going to start to have a bit of a strong pullback out of this level here. We did get a pullback right down to this level of support where we are today. Very strong pullback. But I believe there's going to be some buyers coming back in very soon. We may not have, I don't believe there's going to be too much more downside to come out of the mining sector. We're getting a bit of a short-term bloodbath. But this is what the market needs, guys. This is what the market needs. The market cannot just keep going up forever. So let me just take that off the screen through there. And the same sort of thing, right? Look at this here. The reason why I said we're probably going to get a bit of a bloodbath in the markets is, as you can see, we had the false breakout here and then the breakdown. Same for the energy sector, right? It's the exact same thing. We had a move up, false breakout, move back down through there with a strong selling volume. And now we're actually getting the movement back down through there. So that's a short-term pullback through there. But when we look at the overall big picture, we can see that this weekly charts is, once again, what's this weekly chart telling us? That we had a double bottom, ran up, it actually hit the target for the double bottom, right? And now we're actually getting a pullback. So there's a massive probability that we're going to create some sort of a higher low here somewhere, right? As we may get even a bit more of a pullback out of this. I wonder where, is there a trend line there? Let's actually just do this here. I wonder where that comes into play. Okay, so probably through there. So we may even get a bit of a pullback down to here somewhere before we start to see the bounce, like really get this thing coming down. But then I do believe we're going to see, once again, I do believe we're going to see a bit of a higher low here soon. This is just a big move up. We're getting a pullback, and then now we're getting ready to actually create a higher low through there. Same for the GDXJ. As you guys know, my baby. This is my baby. Again, we're getting a strong pullback out of this level through here. Same sort of thing, a movement up. We're getting a pullback through here. And I believe that we're getting very close to creating a higher low before we actually start to see the away we go type of thing when it comes to the GDX. So don't be too surprised about this, guys. This was actually expected out of the mining sector. Same for the SILJ, and the same for, as you guys, and same for the SIL as well too. SIL is going up. Once we got the breakout, I'm like, that's it, guys. This upward movement is now coming to an end. I really thought we're going to break out, but the market's telling me different. We got to break to the downside out of this sort of squeezing of a wedge, and now we're getting ready for more downside, and that's exactly what's happened from there. So probably a bit more of a short-term weakness out of the markets. But when we're looking at the actual gold and like some of the big actual mining stocks like the GOLD, all right, GOLD. Look at this here, guys. Same thing, right? See, it's the same thing. Resistance, bit of a triangle pattern squeezing up. You got to break out to the downside, and now we're actually having a bit of a short-term sell-off in the markets, right? We have a look at NEM, right? Newmont, same sort of thing. Newmont's actually getting very close to our major support level, so I wouldn't be too surprised if we actually got a bit of a bounce here soon. But the same thing for Newmont. We actually got a very strong extended move from there. We actually had that going on through there. So it was actually a squeezing of a wedge, more of a wedge through there. We actually broke to the downside. Now we're getting a bit of a follow through. But just things like even NEM, we may even be getting close to, because we do have a lot of strong support level all through that level of where we are right now. So that's the weekly chart there. So we could be getting ready for a really significant turning point, like on NEM. So there's a few gold stocks here. Obviously, First Majestic is obviously another mining sector. Well, that actually hasn't been holding up too well. We got a bit of a double top, and now we actually broke. And so what you do is you take the high, you take the low. Once we break, you take the resistance, you take that down through there, take that down through there, and then obviously, guess what happened today? It actually hit the target, right? It's the same sort of thing again and again and again. Let me take everything off the screen there. But you can also see, guys, that the same sort of thing as well too, what was been happening, that level through there, it was squeezing up. It didn't break up, it broke down, and then now we're getting the pullback through there. So guys, the pullback in the mining sector has been expected. I'm actually in the mining sector for you guys, right? So don't be like, blah, 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 right? You guys in the chat box, all right? I'm actually in the mining sector. I'm in gold. So I'm in this pullback. But the thing is this, guys, is that I'm also very, I can also see when things are happening as well too, when it comes to, you know, the patterns that it makes, which is just like, as I said before, which is like the false breakouts. Same for the GDX as well too, right? The same sort of thing as well too, right? False breakouts, you know, and so on and so forth. So we need to always keep an eye on, like, yes, I was hoping to see this GDX go up, and I do see overall major long-term movement on the upside, but maybe but when the market started to turn, I had to respect the market and listen to the market. It's like, okay, this is what the market's doing. I need to be out. I can't be in this market. Oh, no, not that I need to be out, because that's more trading mentality, right? If I was a trading mentality, then I needed to be out. But investing, maybe that's what this market needs, is a very big, strong pullback to create a significant higher low before we see a very strong move to the upside. Hey traders, I'm giving away 100% free access to my brand new breakthrough full trading course. This is 8 videos over 10 hours of pure amazing and powerful strategies. This is my most powerful systems and strategies that I've used for the last 16 years, and I'm giving it away for free. So this is what I want you to do right now. I want you to go to johnsfreegift.com, or there should be a link around here somewhere, a button or in the description or somewhere in there. Click on that and you can go get free access to my brand new breakthrough trading course. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now. Go to that right now, guys. You can get full, complete, free membership access. Go do that right now.